movement. In this video, I would like to present some insights about what it means to be an apostle and how also that relates to doing apostolate. And let me start with what our new documents say. Our new rule of life that we have for our members state that being an apostle requires being impelled by the Holy Spirit in the style of St. Paul. And listen to this. They long for Christ to conquer their own souls and those of others around them. Then we have the statutes of our movement, and they further highlight how this passion moves us to take a way of living that is going to be characterized by a constant spiritual combat against evil and sin, first in one's own life and in society, and also a magnanimous trust in the Lord. In other words, it is not self-centered by any means, but centered in God. So, being an apostle is not reduced to doing apostolate. It's not equated to the external works of evangelization. People may be very busy, engaged in evangelization for the wrong reasons. We could be impelled by pride and vanity. It may be done in a very controlling way, trying to achieve our results in such a way that the ends justifies the means. The Holy Spirit is not here. No matter how great those works, the external works of evangelization appear, they will one day crumble if they rest upon the foundation of the ego. On the other hand, being an apostle according to our style is not reduced to a contemplative view of life. It requires action beyond the minimum set of responsibilities of life. And so, for example, a priest is not an apostle just because he fulfills the minimum expectations of a priest. In this case, he's just doing his job. Being an apostle means undertaking with a magnanimous, enthusiastic, and creative heart the actions that make the kingdom present in greater depth and extent. So this brings us to what it means to doing apostolate properly. While we don't necessarily shy away from any work of mercy, we engage in them so as to ultimately bring about the continual transformation of the heart, both in the apostle and in the people being served. Just like St. Paul knew that he needed to evangelize if he was going to continue developing his own relationship with Christ. And so with us. The missionary knows that he needs to bring Christ to others if he is going to grow in his relationship with him. St. Paul would say, "Woe if I do not preach the gospel. Woe to me if I do not preach the gospel." I remember one moment we were doing Christmas carolings with some RC members. And we knock at the door, at the front door of this house. Eventually, an older lady opens the door. And we were a group of adults with some youngsters, families. We sang, we offered to pray for her and ask for intentions. Tears started to come out of her eyes. She was so moved and touched by God at that moment, and she felt the presence of God right there and then. After a brief chat, we proceeded to the neighbor's home. This story is not an isolated event. And this is where we engage in giving Christ. We become invigorated by the Spirit as we leave a seed of God's grace in the soul. That's what it means to be an apostle and to do apostolate. Thank you very much.